Hello, my name is Omar Rabasad. It is March 26th, 2018 at 12:04 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm making this video because I posted a series of tweets on my Twitter account, ROSHINI911. That was me. I tweeted those tweets. I'm just going to just go over why I did that. Um, As I blogged before in one of my other YouTube videos, I was dismissed on Friday after 8 days of being on the job. And during that time, there was somebody in the environment who was talking about all the topics that I've been blogging about. And I believe all the harassing comments that I overheard. This man was actually on the phone talking very, very loudly, and he was actually in within the environment. This is all consistent with what I was blogging about, what I was tweeting about this morning with the contractors outside the window. These contractors have been working in this environment, in this building, for years. And every year for the last 3 years at least, I've been complaining about the conversations they had outside the window, about effing whores, prostitutes, sex slavery, and really, really, really nasty comments that's consistent with the comments that's being made by the person I have in the Human Rights Tribunal right now for sexual harassment. Exactly the same thing. These comments are consistent. They are ongoing, and very loudly. They're made very loudly, which is causing an enormous amount of stress for me. So I've been complaining about this for years, as I've been complaining about the worker who's been doing it for years, at least 10 years now. That's why I have him in court. And those tweets are a reflection of this ongoing harassment that takes place with anybody who comes in contact with this person. I am strongly suspecting that this person has flagged me with the police for stalking, looking at him, and whatever else he's flagged me for. But it's an ongoing flagging because he's constantly calling the cops several times. So, because of these calls, I am getting flagged, and these calls are all based on lies. Now, I'm being adjoined and espoused by people who take me out of the system because the surveillance as a result of the flagging has been outsourced, and these people are criminals. A lot of these people are criminals and drug runners, drug addicts, and so on, pimps, johns, and these people are flagging me. So there's an issue here as to why the contractors and subcontractors are criminals. These criminals are being brought into my life as a result of being flagged. Now, this morning, let's go into a little bit more detail about that. I tweeted about what was going on outside my window. And I suspect that these people, after talking to whoever they talked to in the office downstairs, decided, I suspect, what they did was they decided to go to the station and make statements about me. So these statements are being made by all kinds of people in the community as a direct result of they harassing me and my saying, don't harass me, or taking actions to stop the harassment. So they go and sign affidavits and make police statements and so on. And these statements flag me again. They work to build a file that will flag me. So it's an ongoing flagging system. So if people call and the police look at their internal documents and information that they get, how many calls they got, why they call, if there's a consistent number of calls for stalking, they will lay a charge without actually asking you a question. And this is exactly what happened in the last incident where I called 911 because I was being harassed as a prostitute, being called a prostitute by two Muslim women with their faces covered. I called 911, made statements to the two policemen who attended the scene. They went home, called the cops, and said I was harassing them. The cops decided to believe them and charged me for harassing them. For what? For stalking. Their faces were covered. There's no way I could be stalking them. I had no way to know that these people were who they were. I still don't know who they are. So there's no possibility of my stalking them, but it was a criminal charge that was based on stalking, which could not have possibly happened because I still don't know who they are. Um, you know, the the claims that there were incidents in the store were actually excuse me, following me around, harassing me on behalf of a monitor whose name I suspect was Sirmad or Khalid, or one of these two people, whose name was on the list, was on the file because my name was on the list. And this was outsourced. So maybe they saw my name in a newspaper notification and decided to take advantage of the situation. So again, this is exact duplicate of what's ongoing. People are harassing me. They then, if I take actions to stop the harassment, they take these actions and use it to swear statements saying that I'm harassing them. The police then take these statements and seek warrants for mental evaluation, warrants to arrest, to question, to charge. And this should not be. These claims and these affidavits are lies. They're out and out lies because they're targeting me because I'm a target, because my name is on a list to be targeted. Therefore, I am targeted. People put your name on a list to be targeted because they believe that maybe you're whatever they believe that for some reason your name should be on the list, and maybe you really they believe that you may have done something in the past, or just maybe because you pissed somebody off, they put your name on the list. So the idea is we, being the people who make these determinations, don't have enough room in prison or in a mental ward. So instead of charging this person or taking her up and putting her in a crowded psychiatric facility, let's allow the community to take charge and do whatever they want to contain this person, including rape and murder. Let's face it, if I get charged when I call 911 when I was in danger and I was getting heart palpitations at the time as a result of having run-ins with these with two people whose faces were covered, I had no way of knowing that they were the same people at the time. They admitted that they were the same people. That's how I know. If I called 911 as a result of being harassed this way and I got charged, there's no way for me to call 911 again because the cops obviously believe that I am mentally ill and I'm not mentally ill. So why are they insisting that I'm mentally ill? Very good question. So I can't call 911, therefore I tweet. So, this constant harassment and having an open envelope, always getting feedback from the public to make me look like I'm mentally ill, to accumulate a file to have a mental evaluation, this is resulting in a whole lot of stress. So post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms, definitely I have them. I have them as a result of going through the process of being charged and having the case dismissed and having to clean up my record as a result and spend time and money and effort and having to relive the horrendous experience I had for no reason. I was not guilty, but I was treated as if I was the world's worst criminal with no criminal record, a very, very clean criminal record. In fact, I had absolutely nothing to do with the cops before that incident. None whatsoever. So since the calls were starting to be made from this building years ago, I had absolutely no interaction with the police. None whatsoever. So somebody in this building, and I'm suspecting the worker who I have in court right now, flagged me because he intended to sell me remotely. First as a voyeurism ring, then as a masturbation ring, as they used remote technologies like lasers to pulse your genitals and have you masturbate. And then a rape ring as the technology progressed, advanced to the point where you can actually simulate sex, physical sex, women and men, by the way. In fact, a lot of these bisexuals, these bisexual rapists, actually rape men a whole lot more than they do women and boys, of course, because you can simulate the sexual act anally as well as vaginally. So, so this is what I believe is the whole thing is a cover for. There is a ring that's being operated from this building. People are selecting people to train and recruit. The gang stalking and the harassment that's being carried out, is to contain the person and to stop them from talking, stop them from exposing what's going on. So the people who are involved in criminalizing me are all part, most likely, I suspect very strongly, a part of this ring, this trafficking ring. And any charges, any warrants for arrest, any warrants for questioning, any warrants for mental evaluation should be very carefully weighed by the policeman who's taken it to court, by the judges and magistrates who's listening to the police's submissions to grant those warrants. Please keep in mind, and I'm not talking to influence any decisions, this is the truth. There is no mental illness, absolutely no mental illness. I am being targeted, period. This is the only reason why there are submissions being made to magistrates and judges for mental evaluations or any sort of warrants to arrest. I am a target, period. I am the one who's trying to de-escalate by doing YouTube videos like this and exposing the people who are doing it, because this whole process is not only putting my life in danger to be raped and murdered, but it's putting other women's lives in danger to be raped and murdered, and the public lives at risk as well. Because there are arguments in the buses, there are arguments in subway stations, there are discussions, heated discussions between ethnic groups that I listened to, that I witnessed. Public discourse, public discord are all being promoted by this targeting program that's being run. I'm not the one who is encouraging it. The program is encouraging it. The community targeting program is encouraging this. Talk to you another time.